Okay, I'm going to start bringing in people to the Zoom link. So if you are watching live, then you can go ahead and mute your live. There's about a 10-second delay on the YouTube live. So I'll instruct you guys once we all get in here. But basically, you're going to mute your YouTube live when we're going through. And if you're performing, that'd be muted. But for right now, you can go ahead and mute it as you come into Zoom one at a time. And just make sure everything works. Okay. I'm going to start by just letting everybody in. Okay, and I have everybody on mute, so you won't be able to be heard. So I'm going to jump around and just test people's sound and video as they come in. Yo, Wyatt, can you hear me, see me?
I can hear you and see you.
Awesome. I'm going to mute you guys. Hi! And I'll come back to you. I miss you guys.
Miss you.
Okay. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Good. Okay, I can hear you. That's awesome. Woohoo! Okay, Carol, I can hear me in the background. Hi.
Hi there.
So you can go ahead and...
Wait, am I supposed to go on mute, Brian? I don't understand.
So you will mute the live version, the YouTube version right now?
Yeah.
Put that one on mute and keep this one off for now. And I'm sort of explain how that's going to look once everybody's sort of in here.
Okay.
But good, I got sound on you, so I'm going to mute you in here for a second, and I'm going to unmute people here in a minute, okay? But you'll be able to hear me. So basically what's going on right now is I'm just testing everybody's sound and video in here. This is going to be our stage. This will be where we perform. And I'll walk through that. So you're all good, and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay. Andrea, hello. Oh, I gotta unmute it. Let me try here. Ah, where'd you go?
I can unmute myself.
Hey, okay. Hey, that's good because it wasn't letting me do it, so. Perfect. I just wanted to test sound and make sure that works, so I'm going to mute you back, and I'll bring you back in a minute.
Cool stuff.
Okay. Hello, V. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah.
Woo! Awesome. Okay, I'll come back to you. Kimberly, hello.
Hey.
Okay, you can hear me and everything?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to keep popping around. So really quick for everybody, before I keep testing, there's a couple things we're going to want to do. This is basically our stage. So the way that we've been doing this is in here is where we will be performing. So everybody will be doing their monologues in here one at a time after we get everybody grouped together and we all say hi here in a second. And then we will be splitting off and you'll watch everybody's performances and take notes on the live. We've been having a little bit of issues with some of the streaming, so if we lose the live, what's going to happen is I'll bring everybody back and I'll teach you guys how to basically see only the person speaking inside of this app. But ideally, we'll watch each other on the live and there shouldn't be any issues. Also, for everybody, inside of this app, you can change your name. So please, everybody go through and make sure that your name is changed in this app to make sure it is actually you. Sometimes it'll just do whatever device you're on, so it'll say like iPad or iPhone or whatever. So just change it to be your name. It's a really easy setting. You can just go and change the name, and then that way when you guys are in the waiting room, aka your chairs, I can easily pull you in to perform and know who's performed already. Otherwise it gets really confusing and it's hard to tell who's gone and who hasn't gone. So basically that's just a simple setting right there that you can do. And if you look on the live, there's about a 10-second delay, but basically in the section where there's participants, you just hit more and it allows you to change your name at any time. So, I mean, I could be whatever, but let's be our actual names. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to jump over here, keep going real quick and get everybody tested. I don't have a connection to Jonathan's audio just yet, so if we're having a little trouble, then basically we can call Shay, and she'll help you guys get all set up. So I'll come back to Jonathan. Okay. Olivia, hello. Can you hear me? Awesome. I can hear you. That's great. Woo. Hello, Nick.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Cool. And coming in. Michaela, how are you?
Hi,
Woo.
well.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, cool. I got everybody in here. So there may be some people that join us here in a bit. Let's make sure here. And Jonathan will work on adding sound. Oh, I think I got it. Hey, I can hear you, Jonathan. Woo! Yes. Okay, so it's about to get crazy for a second. So don't go everybody talking at once. But I'm going to unmute us just so we can just sort of say hi to each other, okay? So before I do that, here's what this is going to look like, okay? If you're on your phone, if you swipe over, you'll be able to see everybody in your view. You'll be able to see everybody that's in the group right now in sort of a gallery format. If you are just in your phone and just in the middle, it will show you just who's speaking. So that's how that works on the phone. If you're on a computer, it's just a simple button in the right that says speaker view or gallery view. And if you want speaker view, like just me and you when we're going through our coaching, that's when you click that. If it's gallery, then you just see everybody. So on the live, that's what that looks like. Now I'm looking at the person whose audio is on, and now I'm coming back. Okay? Cool. All right, I'm going to unmute y'all real quick just so we can say hi to each other. It will show you just... Make sure you've muted the live in the background. Everyone say hi.
Hi.
Okay, I would love to right now. One of the exciting things is we've continued to just get excited about this and spread some love. And so if you guys would take out your phones at some point during this and do a little screenshot of what we've got going on and help continue to just spread the love that we've got going here, we would very much appreciate it. You can @ Deering Studio. We can do one at the end where we all heart hands each other. I think we're in here, everybody. So as a matter of fact, we might even just be able to heart hands it right now. So I'm all about the heart hands. Okay, so everybody give me like a heart hands. Hey.
Hold it.
Hold it. Okay, I'm going to take a photo of all your heart hands. Hold on.
Do it.
So many great heart hands.
Does mine look good?
I mean, there's so many. By comparison, everyone's heart hands are better than mine.
Right.
Get it? Cool. All right. Cool. So here's how this is going to work. So in a second, I'm going to have you all go to the live. I will just keep just sort of one grouping in here, and then everybody else will just be in that live section. So again, make sure that your name is changed to your name just so I know who I'm pulling in one at a time. But other than that, we'll be pulling you each one at a time. You'll be able to see each other on stage. When you're performing, that's when you have to mute the live. Okay? Other than that, after this point, until we all come back together at the end, you'll be watching this whole thing through the live YouTube video, provided that everything goes as it should. Okay?
I don't understand what I was supposed to do.
So we'll just sort of be jumping between the two. And are there any questions? Anybody need any help with that? I know it's a new app, new stuff. No? Okay, cool. All right, so we are going to start off here. I will just start with Mr. Nick. I'm going to send everybody else where you're going to be is in that waiting area you were in earlier, and I'll just keep pulling you in one at a time to perform. So you guys, once you've been sent to the waiting area, can unmute your live, and you'll be called back to the stage and back to your chairs as we get going. Coolio? Woo! Okay. Wait. All right, got another person coming in. Okay, it's coming back. Alex is coming back. Okay. All right, so I'm going to send everybody except for Nick and these two as I get them set up. We'll see you guys in a few. You're live, and you call back to the stage and back to your chairs. Leo? Woo! Okay. Wait. All right. All right. So I'm going to send everybody except for Nick and these two as I get them set up. See you guys in a few.
I'll mute this.
Okay. Really quick, Alex, does your audio work and everything? You look good. Unmute yourself. It's not letting me unmute you for some reason. Alex. Hold on. I'll try something. Alex, it really doesn't like you. It doesn't like you at all. It's making me frustrated.
All right.
Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure everything's working. So I'll pull you in when it's your time. I can tell it's you because it says it's Alex Yo. Cool, man. See you in a minute.
All right.
All right, Mr. Nick, you are our first performer here. So whenever you're ready, you can begin, okay?
Okay, I picked a secondary monologue. I wanted to go in a little bit of a different direction. I don't have it all the way memorized yet, but I'm going to do my best.
Okay, man.
I'm still
Cool.
doing the first one, so
So you'll be doing the other one?
I'm going to do the secondary today, yeah.
Okay, great. So take your time, get yourself in the zone, and start when you're ready.
You know, man, I like her. I really like her. I can even say that I care about her a lot. Jessica's a great girl, but all right, I know I say this a lot, and maybe it's a problem I have, but I think she's great for someone else. I mean, I don't really see us being together into the future. I mean, I hate when I do this shit. I hate when I start looking and I hate when I do this shit. I hate when I start visualizing the future when I should be focused on the here and now. In the moment is what matters. You know, but I'm a mind drifter, man. I got a hell of an imagination. And you know, I fantasize about having kids and buying the house and the white picket fence, but she don't want any of that. And so what am I going to do? Change her? No, not her. I mean, is any of this making sense? Because I'm starting to think it's me. I mean, I want it to work, but I just can't make it work in my head. I mean, the girl sits next to me. She's trying to connect with me. She's telling me that she loves me. And I'm sitting there with all this other bullshit flying around. I mean, she doesn't deserve that. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to break up with her. This weekend, I'm going to do it. Saturday, I'm breaking up with her. And I'll just consign her to the list of amazing, wonderful women that It's me. It's me. I guess I just need some time alone. Scene.
All right. Woo! Okay, man. How'd it feel?
A little quirky. Like I didn't have it all the way memorized, but it felt okay. Pretty good.
Well, we just started it. So, big thing is just, get after the memorization, but I know you will. I know you'll do the work. So what made you choose this piece?
Well, I just kind of connected with it because it kind of felt like the guy was struggling with how he felt about someone. And I've been in that position in the past. He didn't really know what to make of it. He didn't know if it was him. He didn't know if it was her. And he's struggled with this for a long time. So I just kind of connected with it and kind of how he was venting. I kind of pictured him at a bar with his friend, talking to his friend. And I just kind of connected with that.
Awesome. What's crazy and what's cool is some of what we're doing as far as like having to perform and work from home in this space is a little different and can be challenging and odd. But what's funny is for a piece like this, it actually added so much to it. It's something you don't normally get, but like you just lounging in a chair was so funny to me. Like so funny to watch you and you imagine Barstool perfect. But the chair created that setting for me. And I could tell that you had chosen something that you connect to, which is great. So there's going to be a lot of comedy we're going to be able to pull out of this piece as you're just going back and forth. I think it's going to go a little faster when we start to rock through it. Because this guy, again, it should be an actual realization. Oh, shit, man, it's me. Like,
Right.
I am actually the reason here. And so we'll start to build towards that. But I'm very excited. So for tonight, it's really about just getting to see it and work it. So I'll work a couple moments here at the beginning, but I really just wanted to give you the chance to get through it and know what you were moving towards. So I really like the piece for you. I think it's going to be awesome. So let's just work the first couple moments, and then we'll move on.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I like her. You know, I really like her. I can even say that I care about her a lot. Jessica's a great girl, but and I know I've said this before, maybe it's a problem that I have, but I think she'd be great for somebody else. I don't really see
good.
us.
Let's go back to the top. I just want to work a moment with you. If you've got a beer, hold it. Hold an imaginary beer.
Okay.
Okay. Do you happen to have a glass near you? Boom. Always got a glass near you.
No, water bottle.
Don't count. So just be relaxing. You're in a dilemma, a serious rut. And you said, you know, we most of us have been through something like this, some form of like breakup, struggle, deciding if we're going to be with somebody or not be with somebody. That's the space you're in right now. Put yourself in that headspace. That is a beer. Just be in the space.
You know, man, I like her. I really like her. I mean, I can even say that I care about her a lot. Jessica's a great girl. But
Yes. Okay. So did you feel that?
yeah.
Okay. So for everybody watching, if we do have a prop, and that's something we get to if we were doing a performance thing, that is a strategic prop move. What that did was taking it at that exact point. If you didn't have a prop, would have been a great moment for just a pause, because you take this long pause and then you come back with Jessica's great. Well, clearly this whole time, all the way up to here, you're talking about how she's not. So because of that pause, that joke, and that's meant to be a joke, it's written to be a joke, lands. So as you work this piece after you get memorized, look for where are all the points in this piece where that kind of moment is happening. And I saw 4 or 5 of them throughout this thing. Okay? Dude, this is a great one for you. Super funny. Nice work. Woo!
Thank you.
All right, brother, back to your chair.
Miss you guys.
Miss you, dude. Okay, next up to the stage, we've got It's Alex Wu. It's Alex Wu. What up, brother?
Is it me? Go ahead and mute my thing.
Yeah, it's Alex Wu, right?
No, it's Alex Yo.
Oh,
Right?
dang it. Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it from a screen that's a little further away, and
Okay.
I thought it was Ooh. So, It's Alex
good.
Yo is up. I apologize. There is
Either
no It's
works.
Alex Ooh.
Either sounds good.
Yeah, but there's no It's Alex Ooh, so whenever you're ready.
Wow, second up. All right. I wasn't expecting that.
Right?
Okay.
I'm full of surprises.
Feel like I should maybe move my laptop to the front of the room. What do you think?
Whatever
Maybe I
feels
should do
right,
that.
dude. Go ahead. If it's going to help you. So here's the deal. For everybody watching and doing that, I love that. Do whatever you have to do to set up the room optimally for you. Know that if you throw something or put something further away, just realize that you'll have to project. That's the only thing. Okay.
Can I even see?
I can see you.
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to take a risk here and unplug. And don't
Oh,
put my
gosh.
computer
We're
through
taking a
that.
serious risk, everybody. Taking a serious risk.
Me, oh my. All right. You see me?
I sure can.
Okay. All right. Just do whatever you want. Oh.
Okay, good. So today's going to be a lot of stop and go for everybody, okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can stay where you are. You're good.
Okay.
Literally, Alex, I heard the critique Matt gave you last week. The worst hangover you've ever had in your entire life. Ever. So think
Worst
back
hangover.
to that. Ever. Literally the
All right.
worst hangover you've ever had ever, combined with the worst week you've ever had ever. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Combine with the first week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Put them together, and what do you get?
Just do whatever you want. Besides that, Freddie, what do you like to do? Just go out and have recess. Oh, you want to learn something? You want me to teach you something? All right. Want to learn something? Here's a useful lesson for you. Give up. Just quit. Because in this life, you can't win.
Okay, good. Good. So much better with the beginning. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, motivational speech was sort of the idea that Matt gave you last week, right? This idea of motivating through to be lazy, opposite of what you normally would motivate. So the big thing with motivation is, as an actor, you're going to have to be super disciplined with your instrument, meaning you're just going to have very strong diction. Okay?
Yeah.
So
my diction sucked on last week. Yeah, for sure.
So this week, because now you've started to explore the inspiration, I can tell it's already better. You found the right perspective. So now this week, every word that slow, tons of times every day as a practice. Then once you've done it crazy slow, hit all the consonants, then go back, and then you start to perform it, and you cannot throw away any word, because especially in his state, he wants it to be heard. So we'll just go from when you just stood up, and I'll have you do a few lines from there.
Okay, like that? Doing the every word type of thing?
Yeah, right where you started. Yeah, exactly.
Here's a useful lesson for you. All right? Just give up.
Good. So there, even. Just give up.
Okay.
Try it from there. Like.
Just give up.
Keep it going.
What's the next line?
I don't know. It's okay. Take it back for a sec. We'll go from the just give up.
Let's go from the beginning real quick.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We got about a minute left.
All right. Ugh. Just do whatever you want. Besides that. Freddie, what do you like to do? Just go out and have recess. Oh, you want to learn something? You want me to teach you something? All right. Here's the useful lesson for you. Just give up. Just quit. Because in the end, you're never going to win.
Good.
You're just going to lose.
So as you
Big
go
time.
through, keep disciplining yourself. And this is for everybody. We tend to put phrases together. So like in the end, right?
Yeah.
Became in the end.
Yep.
Instead of in the end, we all lose. And you'll find a character voice to bring to that, but the word, even in mumble, in the end, like, I need to still hear in, the, and end. Even from, like, lazy. Even from lazy character. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So practice like crazy diction this week. Like, I already see growth so far. So spend more time than ever just going through this. Like, you could even do a British accent to go that precise. Like, for fun. Like, anything goes. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Good work.
That'll for sure help me to like learn the the lines in different ways too. I think too.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Cool. Grab your seat. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
All right, next up to the stage, we've got V. V is next to the stage. So again,
Hey, sorry.
hey, no, that's okay. That's gonna happen. That's part of it.
I was still watching you on the computer talking to Alex, and I'm like, wait, what?
There's a lag, so that's a part of it. You'll see it either jump over or I'll teach a little mini lesson on the in between. So no big. So
Gotcha.
cool. Take your time. Start when you're ready.
Okay. Because I have been to a million audition, and the same thing happens every time, where I get interrupted because someone wants to get a sandwich, or I'm crying and they start laughing, or there's people sitting in the waiting room and they're like me but prettier and better at because maybe I'm not good enough. No, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm one of those people that always wanted to do it, but it's like a pipe dream for me, And then you said it. You change your dreams and then grow up. Maybe I'm one of those people and I'm not supposed to. And I can go back to school and find something else I'm supposed to do. Because I left to do that. And it's been 6 years. And I don't want to do it anymore. See?
Very good. Oh, awesome. So I love the direction you took from that and how you applied that with the accent.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel good to you?
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to not like eat every word and like really pronounce it with my accent. So it's kind of.
It's it's the same. We talked about it with Alex's, but diction is so challenging. Having a powerful voice, then you add an accent on top of that, way harder. Way harder.
Yeah.
When we do our Irish shows, we have to go way slower, and we have to be very particular and cautious. If we talk too fast or aren't paying attention to that, it goes away. So I didn't get that from you, which is awesome.
Okay.
So now that we've got it, I could start to feel some of the passion from you. So I just want to work on building on some emotion for this. So how long have you been an actress?
Like really, really trying a year.
A year? So have you been on many auditions?
Yeah, I've been on a few. I wouldn't say like a lot, but I've been on a few, yeah.
Have you been at one where it felt like this?
All of them.
Oh, all of them, right?
Like, especially the first one. The first one was the worst. Because it was like in front of like probably 10 people. And I didn't expect that. I was like, oh, it should be like, in front of 2 people. But it was there in the whole room. And I'm like, oh, that's not going to go well.
And we've all been there.
Yeah.
So going into that, I want you to tap into that memory. I want you to tap into that feeling that you had, because it created all that in you. It created that self-doubt and comparison, and we'll learn as we keep getting better and growing. You don't need to do that as an actress, and hopefully we've helped you with that. Like, you are the only you. Nobody else can be you. And so when you come in, you just give the best that you can give, and there's nothing to compare to that. And so your character, though, hasn't got to that place. Your character had a million of that first audition you had. Like, tons and tons of those. And she's been in the game you've been in it for a year. Let's say she's been in it for 10. So adding on top of this one more, we're dealing with some feelings here and some ideas. Have you had something that you tried and tried and tried and it felt like you just never were going to get there?
Gotcha.
What's that?
I said gotcha.
That's that idea. So in your life, to connect to something that you've had in that, remember that feeling you had on that first audition, and you've had hundreds of those and you're just done.
Okay.
Like, you could honestly, if you tap into your love for acting, you could cry here. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But I can tell you love acting. I can see it in your eyes. So imagine if you had to lose it, what would that be like for you?
Okay.
Okay. You'll start again when you're ready.
Because I've been to a million auditions, and the same thing happens every time, where I get interrupted because someone wants to get a sandwich, or I'm crying and they start laughing, or there's people sitting in the waiting room and they're like me but prettier and better.
Good. So when you're at that moment, look at the waiting room. See it. For you in your life, what does prettier and better look like? See every girl that you think that that's the case for. See the Instagram profiles that get you jealous. Like, it's all BS and stupid and we shouldn't think it, but we do. Like, we do. So you're sitting in the lobby and see it. See the girls, and slowly in the accent, just tell me that same line, but see each of them and feel the comparison pain you feel.
Okay. Or there's people sitting in the waiting room. They're like me, but prettier and better.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
You connected to that one. So that one and all the ones before and everyone after, because I didn't stop the others, I wanted to see where this would go. They need to have that level of truth and memory. We want to see the auditions you've been on in your mind when you speak, because you're visualizing them. And so you get to create, as an actress, that's part of the imagination and the fun. You get to create what those are, and the ones that will emotionally affect you. And then we see you remember, and we see the pain through you, and we relate. For those of us who need to relate, we do, and that's how you change lives.
Gotcha.
So your homework now is to go through, now that you've done the work on the accents, awesome. Now go through and create, all the way through this, little visualizations and memories that you're describing. So when she describes a waiting room, you have to see one. When she describes this, you need to see that. When she describes 10 years, you need to see 10 years of doing this. Every little one of those emotions, I want you to create something for it and write it down this week. Okay?
Gotcha.
Cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Woo! All right, back to your chair. So, I'm going to pull in the next person here. So, next person to the stage. We're going to do Michaela.
Yes.
Come on in. And while she's coming in, I'm just going to just wrap that up. So, for everybody, visualization is so huge, creating memories that we can sort of connect to. But our character's experiencing a story for the very first time. So, it's our responsibility to go through and figure out how we are going to relate those stories to us and connect to them so that you see us experiencing them, and that's what helps us believe you. So everybody can do that work. Awesome. All right, y'all ready? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Oh, no problem. Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna have to sit down for my monologue today because if I stand, I don't think you'll be able to see me.
Okay, whatever
We'll
you
see.
need to do, no problem.
We'll see how that goes. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, we're running late to the restaurant. Why do you care so much about what other people think? You just spent 45 minutes trying to take a selfie for Instagram. Like, how dumb is that? I literally just watched you take the same photo over and over again because the angle of your nose was off. Like, what are you talking about? You don't have a big nose. It's all in your head and nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares about your nose. You spend so much time trying to be perfect because your happiness depends on the amount of likes you get. Who cares if you get 1 like or 1,000? Is it going to change your life? Is it really going to matter that much to your day? Yeah, okay. Maybe it'll make you feel good about yourself for a minute or two. And then what? What comes next? Another photo? Another video of you at the bars? It's just all so meaningless. Learn to live in the moment instead. We don't have time to be projecting false existences. Stop living for the gram and put something more meaningful into the world instead.
Okay, good.
That felt weird.
Felt weird because you were sitting?
Yeah, it felt weird sitting down doing that.
So you're used to standing for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you normally stand? Let's talk about that.
Well, I just feel like if she's confronting someone, she wouldn't do it standing. I mean, she wouldn't do it sitting, you know?
Sure.
She'd be a little angrier.
Sure. So probably in most situations, you'd be standing for something like this. But let's imagine, because we deal with what we deal with, okay? So you walk into an audition room, and there's a chair, and they want you to sit in the chair. What are you going to do?
Sit in the chair.
That's right. So you have to find a way then to relate to it and connect to it. So how do we do that? Okay. Well, what is a situation where you would be stuck with someone where you're stuck sitting? You don't have a choice.
In a car.
Okay. So there's one. Give me another.
I don't know. I guess like at a restaurant or something. If you don't want to make a scene.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. Restaurant's a little tough because of the scene, right? But that would add something. It could be just that you guys are some sort of public transportation deal where there's not many people there and it's just the two of you on like a bus.
Yeah, like a metro.
Yes. Yes, like something like that. Because then now all of a sudden you are sitting, you're forced to be sitting, and it'd be weird if you stood up on a bus.
Yeah.
So now you've been able to justify, okay, I can still feel all these feelings and find a way to do it from where I'm at.
Okay.
So it's just sort of another situation you could use. Because here's the thing. The anger was there. I felt that. But what I actually want you to work on this week is on different beats to find different emotions throughout this piece. Because the anger was there, but it was there in the same note for most of the time. And the issue with that is if we play the same note, no matter how great it is, we lose connection to it.
Okay.
So if you think about a piano, right, and someone playing middle C over and over and over and over again, beautiful note, but not over and over, right? So I'm going to help you through some of that. So you guys are sitting on the bus. There's some sort of weird bus where you face each other, you know, and connect to her for a second and grab her attention. Don't go to an 8 right away. Just, you're frustrated with her, but you're not at an 8 yet. You're going to build into total frustration. Okay?
Okay. Hey, we're running late to the restaurant. Why do you care so much about what other people think?
Good. So that, did that feel good?
Yeah, I'm just staring at the wall. Yeah, I'm pretending that someone's there.
So see them, really visualize them. And here's the thing. So what you did here is you go, so when we do that, A, we're letting out all the emotion there. But B, I don't think you were actually frustrated emotionally.
Okay. Yeah, no.
You wanted us to know you were frustrated because you know in the piece you're supposed to be frustrated.
Yeah.
So we call that like you're basically showing the feeling instead of experiencing it. So instead, just you don't have to just start to feel. Start to feel that pain of somebody not being around you when they should be.
Okay. Start from the top again?
Yeah. Just see your friend. This meant a lot to you.
Hey, we're running late to the restaurant. Why do you care so much
Good.
about
So let's try this. Try this. Don't even yell the hey. You're expecting her to be like, oh, okay, sorry, my bad. She doesn't.
Hey, we're running late to the restaurant. Why do you care so much about what other people think? You just spent 45 minutes trying to take a selfie for Instagram. Like, how dumb is that? I literally just watched you take the same photo.
Good. So
over
there,
and over again.
you need to go through, and this is going to be your homework, and I got to end here because of time, every one of those you need to look through and figure out where your connection points are and your pauses. So like
Okay.
right there, she actually needs to respond to you before you say that next part.
Okay.
And there's tons of spots like, so give me the Instagram line really quick. You can just speak it. Like you're always on
Sorry.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, you just spent 45 minutes trying to just take a selfie for Instagram.
Okay. She's going to respond to that. Then you say,
How dumb is that?
then she responds and you say,
I literally just watched you take the same photo over and over again.
so she probably responded with something like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Which then
Okay.
that forces you to go, I literally just watched you do that.
Okay.
I saw it with my own eyes.
So I should like go in and kind of write responses
Yes.
to what she said. That would
Yes.
help. Okay.
So
okay.
there is always another side to every monologue, verbally or non-verbally. So you might write some that are an actual line, and you might write some that are just a look that she gives you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. And this is an awesome
Yeah.
exercise for everybody. So please, everybody do that.
Homework.
Woo!
Okay.
Fun work.
Thank you. I
You're
needed
welcome.
this so much. I
Of
missed
course.
it.
We miss you so much. I'm so glad I got to see you. We'll be joining together again all at the end. So keep watching, keep learning.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next up to the stage, we got Wyatt Root. Wyatt Root jumped to the stage. Hello, Wyatt.
Hello.
I don't know why I did an accent there, but it was fun.
It was fun. It's okay.
All right, dude, whenever you're ready.
Here's what's not beautiful about this town. From here, you can't see all the rust or cracked paint or whatever. But you can tell what the place really is. You see how fake it all is. It's not even hard enough to be made out of plastic. It's a paper town. I mean, look at it. Look at all those cul-de-sacs. Those streets that turn in on themselves. All the houses that were built to fall apart. All the paper people living in their paper houses, burning the future to stay warm. All the paper kids drinking beer some bum bought for them at a paper convenience store. I've moved 4 times, and never once in my life have I ever met someone who actually cares about something that matters.
Scene. Dude, you totally grabbed that critique that Matt gave you and applied it. That's so awesome. How did it feel?
It felt better. I knew how to like kind of start it out
Good.
with more like, force.
Mm-hmm. I was feeling the connection this time.
Mhm.
So what I want to do is I just want to build on it. I want to build on the work
Okay.
you guys did last week. And I'm going to take you further along in the piece to do this, because with every piece, there's this core to it. And with life,
Yeah.
there's a core that we're feeling. And we may not get to the feeling right away till the end,
Mhm.
but it's there the
Yeah.
whole time.
Mhm.
So what do you think is his main core experience that he's going through here?
He kind of doesn't feel like he belongs anywhere in the town, and he feels like the town is kind of made for everyone else except for him.
And this town specifically?
Every town,
Every town.
mostly.
That's
Yeah.
right. So
Mhm.
you found a home here in Phoenix, you.
Mhm.
Place that you love, friends
Yeah.
that you love. Imagine that same Wyatt who had to struggle through a move when you moved
Mhm.
here. And we've talked about this
Okay.
and how hard that was.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that multiple times and never
Mhm.
finding your place.
Okay.
You never found a place that you fit in. And so I want
Yeah.
you to do that, soak that in, tap into your own experience, because I know you've got some struggles there from past about that idea of moving and go from the line right before, a little bit before you talk about the moving 4 times.
Okay.
Don't speak until you've really soaked it in. Use your own experience here to tell a story and to affect those who need to be affected by this same experience you went through.
All the paper people living in their paper houses, burning the future to stay warm.
Good. It's better already. So all the paper people in their paper houses, right? So you had people in the past who've been bad to you.
Mm-hmm.
See them on that line.
Okay. All the paper people living in their paper houses, burning the future to stay warm. All the paper kids drinking beer some bum bought for them at a paper convenience store. I've moved 4 times. And never once in my life have I ever met someone who cares about something that matters.
Scene. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what changed for you?
The emotion.
Yeah, what about it?
I got more in depth of the, not what the character, but also like what I could have expressed and what I could see in it.
So because of that, because you tapped into, and it takes a lot, dude. You got to be willing to be vulnerable. For everybody, it's one of the biggest challenges of the actor. And so when you do that, that's how you can really affect people. So then you don't have to fight for it. You don't have to try to get passionate. You don't have to try to get upset because you just are. So when you can go in and find the core of a piece and what they're really going through, because there's going to be all kinds of different emotions your character goes through as they're experiencing this one main one that's driving this whole conversation. So now that you know that, take that, apply that to every line here, and the way that you associated moving 4 times and paper people, you need to do it to places and to everything else in that piece.
Okay.
Okay? Nice work, dude. All right,
Thank
grab
you.
your seat. Ooh, you're welcome. All right, next up to the stage. We've got Jonathan, and Jonathan's up next to the stage. What's up, Jonathan? Oh, I gotta unmute you. My bad. Not letting me. We'll hang out. There should be an unmute button. Hey,
Hello.
there he is. There's that smile. Ah,
How's it going?
good, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome. Okay, so if you guys could just mute the live video you were watching once you get this set up, that'd be awesome. So we don't hear me talking in the background.
All right.
Okay, man. Dude, I'm so glad I get to see your face right now. So exciting.
All
I
right.
missed you last week.
I'm gonna for you too. How you doing?
It's good, man. Very good. It's been cool just kind of discovering some of this new technology and figuring that out, and just honestly super exciting getting to see everybody. So
I bet. I heard you tried a bunch of different ways before you landed on this.
certainly have. Perfect testament, same that we ask you to do. Fail, 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 and keep failing until you continue to find what works for you, and then fail some more and keep growing.
All right.
All right, dude. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. When I was a kid, I used to wake up screaming from these horrible nightmares. I used to think there were murderers and kidnappers coming to get me in my sleep. Weirdly enough, it gave me this bizarre comfort to know at least I'd be on TV then. And people would cry about how young I was and what a horrible shame and what a waste. And yada, yada, yada. These days, it isn't the waking up that's rough. It's the trying to get to sleep. I just lie awake and think about how I used to believe I'd be a millionaire by 30.
Okay.
that was
All
at
right.
the
I'm going to
beginning of
start you
the
over again from the top. Okay. You're doing well, Jonathan. Doing well. So the big thing I want you to do is I just want to slow down.
Right.
And especially for all of us, when we're in a video setting like this, there are moments where we're really trying to hear and receive everything. Sometimes there's like internet things for a second. So really be patient. Be patient with each line and make sure each one's received as you're going along, okay?
All right.
And I might pause you throughout in certain moments, but I want you to start by just connecting and taking your time.
Sure.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I used to wake up screaming from these horrible nightmares. I used to think there were murderers and kidnappers coming to get me in my sleep. Weirdly enough, it gave me this bizarre comfort to know at least I'd be on TV then. And people would cry about how young I was and what a horrible shame, what a waste,
Good. So
and yada, yada,
So
yada.
going back there to about how young you were, slowly go through that line and see it. Visualize it. Visualize, for you, Jonathan, visualize the young version of yourself. Little Jonathan.
Okay, I can do that.
And so he's talking about this younger version, so you need to see a younger version of you or your character. Okay, let's take it back from when you talk about the younger, just a little bit before that, whatever feels comfortable.
When I was a kid, I used to wake up screaming from these horrible nightmares. I used to think there were murderers and kidnappers coming to get me in my sleep. Weirdly enough, it gave me this bizarre comfort to know at least I'd be on TV then. And people would cry about how young I was and what a horrible shame and what a waste. And yada, yada, yada. These days, it isn't the waking up that's rough. It's the trying to get to sleep. I just lie awake and think about how I used to believe I'd be a millionaire by 30. And that was if the economy was really bad. How I'd be married by 25 and have a family after that.
Okay, good. So it's getting so much better. So the note and the homework for you to continue through this is the way that we visualize that younger version. We have to do that for all of this because he's telling a story about all the things that have happened to him.
Yeah.
He's talking about the nights where he laid up and thought about being a millionaire if the economy was good.
Yeah.
So for you in your life, if you think about conversations you've had, things about God and talking to people about your faith and your past experiences, when you talk about it, you think through it and you visualize it and you remember it. You remember a moment when God did something really big in your life, and then you talk about it, and while you talk about it, you see it. You experience it. So for this piece, I want you to go through and think of every memory that's there and find a way to experience it and visualize it as a character, okay?
Yeah.
The way that you do with God, the way you did in your video.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Nice work, dude. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Woo! Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Back to your chair. Okay, next up on stage.
So for this piece,
Olivia, hello.
Of every
Bringing up Olivia. That's okay. Go ahead. Take your time to mute it. Takes a second.
I'm trying to escape from my full screen here.
Oh, yeah. These things take time.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay, I can't see you. Am I supposed to?
Yep. I mean, it's up to you. Are you on a phone or on a computer?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay.
So
Should be able to. If there's a speaker view, are you in speaker view or in gallery view?
No, I don't want to leave the meeting. I want to stay. Oh, here we go.
Hey,
Okay.
there we go.
That's so nice to see you. Oh my gosh,
too.
I miss you. Miss you guys.
Woo! We miss you too. This is a virtual hug. Coming your way.
Yes. Okay.
We call this
So I
social
followed-
social distancing hug. Sorry, had to.
Yeah. I've been like elbow bumping people instead of doing handshakes. So I followed Matt's advice from last week and I decided to shorten my monologue because I realized it was insanely long and I'm a little insane for trying to do it all, but
Okay.
it's okay.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So go ahead, and if there's a moment we stop, we may get all the way through it. I might even stop you. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
I have to tell you this because if I don't, I'm going to burst into flames. You are cheese. You are so cheese. The cheesiest cheese I have ever met in my life. You are so cheese that it drips out of your pores and stinks up any room you walk into. Every damn idea you have is piggybacking off of someone else. You are the definition of a copycat who rides the coattails of others, and you have absolutely no inventive ideas of your own. You give nothing innovative or exciting or helpful to others. When you try, it's usually served like one great platter of rotting cheese because the circuitry in your brain is wired to cough and be foggy from all the cobwebs built up over the years from stealing.
Okay, good. Already better than last week, so. Okay, so the big thing I'm going to work on, and it's kind of become sort of a theme tonight, is going through the beats of this, and it's one of our themes, playing the different music of the piece. So what you've done really well, based on Matt's critique, in the past few weeks, is you're connecting. So now I feel like you're really taking your time on each line, and the thing that's missing for me now is the spontaneity of you coming up with it in the moment. So this can be very easy to do, especially in this setting, because we're looking at like this camera that's right there and like visualizing into it. But the same goes even in a regular one. So if you're delivering something and I'm talking about a memory, let's say, so I'm going back and I'm like, so when I was younger, I had this Jeep, and at my house, it was there, and I would hang out. I'm actually having a really hard time because I'm just staring. When we think back or we're thinking of different ideas, and this is for everybody, we don't stare. And so we ended up like right here on camera the whole time. Let yourself sort of feel, experience, and think. And I'm going to help you through some of that right now, okay? So let's start from the top, and we'll just break in a couple moments.
I have to tell you this because if I don't, I'm going to burst into flames. You are cheese.
Good. So go back. I love it all the way to tell you this. Think about how you're going to phrase it. Because again, in that moment, she ends up saying you are cheese, but it's not a prepared speech. So it's like, I got to say something to you. You are shit. Like you don't know what's coming. Like I don't know what's coming, and your character doesn't know, and cheese is what comes out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take again from the top line.
I have to tell you this because if I don't, I'm going to burst into flames. You are cheese. You are so cheese. The cheesiest cheese I have ever met in my life. You are so cheese that it drips out of your pores and stinks up any room you walk into.
Now go and think for a second. What are you going to do? Where's the next place you're going to go?
Every damn idea you have is piggybacking off of someone else.
Okay, so see a memory there. It's a guy you're talking to, right?
Man or woman, and it's not really specific.
Which
Should
one
I
have
make
you?
it more?
Yeah, you should. Which one have you picked? Nothing yet?
I think male. I think I was picturing a male.
Okay. So with that, I want you, one of your assignments this week will be figure out exactly who and why.
Okay.
Because that's going to help a ton. Like understanding I'm talking to my ex because of this reason. Or I'm talking to my coworker because of this reason. Or this person who works under me. Like that's going to make a huge difference in your piece.
Okay.
Okay? So I want you to find some of those things, and that's going to help you a ton with this thinking, and I think that's a part of it. So we always got to get to the why, so we just found it. The real why is you need to know exactly who you're speaking to and why. Exactly who. And then we'll see you connect to that person and find it. So when you started to imagine, we started to see it a little more. Now, when you have done the work this week of seeing that other side, you're going to see somebody. You're going to see their responses, and you're going to have a response you're trying to get out of them that you either do or don't get.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I want you to take that and figure all that out and then break down every single moment that she changes thoughts or she's going to have to come up with something new. And we'll start to score that later and figure that out. But the most important is who am I talking to, why am I talking to them, and where am I? Okay? That's your homework this week.
Thank you.
All right. Woo! So great seeing you.
You too.
Okay, next up to the stage. We've got Kimberly coming to the stage.
Hey.
Hey, all right. Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Okay. Why do these guys play these stupid games? Why do they have this dumb 3-day rule? I mean, if you like me and you're thinking about me, pick up the phone and dial my number, right? What is it? So they don't look desperate or something? So they're trying to prove their manliness? Waiting 3 days is stupid and gets a guy nowhere. And by the time they do call, who wants to be bothered? I'm certainly not going to wait around all day for his call. I met Luke 3 days ago.
Okay, so what
Yeah, it was Saturday.
what was the feedback that you got last week? Remind me.
It was to try to like block things out a little bit and like kind of be cleaning up and like it's hard to do, but
Okay.
yeah.
Tell me about that.
So like I don't know, I just kind of like set out a few things I could kind of just like straighten or like yeah, and then as I go I'll like be doing more and just kind of trying to distract myself.
Okay.
But yeah.
This is I love it. So now add on top of that a little more frantic. A little
Okay.
more like you're worried you're never going to get the call. So you're venting about it and like joking about it, but that's sort of your way of coping.
Yeah.
So play around with that. Let's see what happens. And I'm going to just keep throwing things at you. And while I do, just keep going. This will be a stop it. Like instead of stopping, just hear it, receive it, and let's play some moments.
Okay, so should I start from the beginning?
Yeah, start from the top.
Why do these guys play these dumb games? Why do they have this dumb 3-day rule? I mean, if you like me and you're thinking about me, pick up the phone and dial my number, right? What is it? They're trying to not look desperate? They're trying to prove their manliness? Waiting 3 days is stupid. And by the time they do call, who wants to be bothered?
Go find something to do. Yeah, keep going.
I'm gonna wait around for his call. And when he does call, I'm not even gonna answer.
Keep the frantic, but keep picking things up.
I'm gonna let it go to voicemail, and then we'll see if he leaves a message. Oh crap! It's him. Oh my gosh! It's Luke. Don't answer it. Let him leave a message, right? Yeah. Let me leave a message. I'm just waiting for it to make that beep noise it makes when somebody leaves a message. Didn't leave a message. Darn it. Okay, well, should I have picked up?
Okay, good. So then the frantic comes back in. So she was trying to calm herself down, right? Trying to become more relaxed, and you did that. So then it's like, then the voicemail doesn't happen. Back to that frantic girl from the beginning. Back to that one and part of the fun of this piece is going in and out of that person. It's almost like a multi-personality type deal. So when you started playing in the beginning and adding that frantic girl while you were doing stuff, it was so much funnier. So much funnier, so much better. So the trick is going to be going in and out of that. From that to the calm girl, to the patient girl, like watching you play all these different roles. So add that this week to all of the spacework stuff you're doing and see what you come up with. Okay, good work. Woo!
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Next performer is going to be Corinne. We're going to bring Corinne in, and she will be performing her monologue. Hello, Corinne. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hi.
Hello. Now I can.
Awesome. Okay. Whenever you're ready, all right?
Okay, hold on.
Take your time. Get yourself set, okay?
Okay.
His headphones got itchy.
Okay. I ate them. That's right.
Good. You started too soon. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Just like literally, and I just want to point it out to you because it was right there, like 3 seconds too soon. Like there was like, I could see you were just about her, and then you just jumped into it, like before you were fully her.
Okay.
So take an extra second or two, really become her. Think of it this way: before you speak, I want to see you speak non-verbally.
Okay.
And that's for everybody. I should see your character speaking non-verbally before you even say that first line. Get into it. When I feel or when you feel that you are non-verbally her, then speak. Okay, good.
I ate them. That's right. I ate the divorce papers, Charles. I ate them with ketchup. And they were good. Good. You probably want me to get serious about our divorce. The thing is, you always called our marriage a joke. So, A, we never had a serious marriage, then B, we can't have a serious divorce. No, we can't. The whole thing's a farce, Charles. A farce that tastes good with ketchup. I mean, wasn't it last week your dad asked you the reason you walked down that aisle with me? And you said for the exercise. That's funny. You're a funny guy, Charles.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's literally just that extra couple seconds because you are then fully in character before you say your lines, which is a must. It's not like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Like, it has to happen because then you're present, you're in it, and you're not having to warm into it through your lines, which will throw you off. So much better. Okay, so now as we keep building on this, about halfway through, now you've got to go into the experiences of this. Love the ketchup stuff. So good. So now that we're talking about the walking down the aisle, there's a laugh moment here. So these are really hard. Really hard.
You mean like the audience supposed to laugh?
No,
or?
you do. You go, that's funny, right? So let's go. Give me that line about the walking down the aisle and keep going, and I'll point out what I'm talking about.
Okay. I mean, wasn't it last week your dad asked you the reason you walked down that aisle with me? And you said for the exercise. That's funny. You're a funny guy, Charles.
Okay, good. So, with that lap, you're funny, right? I want to try something, and this is just as an exercise for triggers here. Were you trying to laugh? Like, actually?
The way I interpret the line is she's like trying to burn him. Like, she's not actually amused by it at all.
Okay, I don't think she is either, okay? But I want to try something, okay? I want you, just for an exercise, you talk about it, and it is a joke. Like, it's a joke, the fact that he's being serious right now about all this. So try and get yourself to actually laugh there for real. Think about something that like that worked for you, whatever you just thought of. Okay?
I don't know.
When you get to that spot, you have to imagine something that's going to make you actually laugh and speak into that line from there and see what happens.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong here, and I probably am, but I just want to try something.
Okay, okay. Okay. Wasn't it last week your dad asked you the reason you walked down that aisle with me? And you said for the exercise.
Stay in it.
That's funny. You're a funny guy, Charles. I'm laughing, not crying. I'm laughing because you're about to give up on a woman who is infinitely lovable.
Okay, good. So you say, I'm laughing because.
Yeah.
So you have to actually be laughing.
Okay.
Because she would.
I thought that was sarcasm. Like.
It is, in a sense, right? You're laughing at the fact that this is even a conversation.
Okay.
Like, it's a joke to you, the fact that he's taking this seriously now after literally saying that last week. So it's not actually the thing he said that's making you laugh. It's the fact that he's calling this serious when he hasn't treated it serious this whole relationship.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And the only reason I think that's the case is because of the line after that about her talking about the laughter. Because he's probably like, why are you laughing right now? Well, I'm laughing because you think this is serious, and it's clearly not.
Okay.
Makes sense?
It's just hard for me to get into it right now, just with the whole, like, laughing thing.
Oh.
But I totally get what you're saying.
Dude,
yeah.
It is one of the hardest things. Triggers of any kind, crying, laughing, like these things to pull organically are so challenging. So you're going to have to dive into what about it makes the character. Because here's the deal. When you're going through a crazy situation like this, you do things that don't make any freaking sense. You laugh when you should. People laugh at funerals. They cry at weddings. That doesn't make any sense. Like, doesn't make any sense. So you have to figure out why your character would laugh at that, because they do. So what's the why behind it from their perspective? And then you have to get into that mind so much so that it makes you laugh. Okay? Huge challenge, but see if you can take that on this week.
Okay.
Okay, good job. Woo! A lot of growth, a lot of growth. Okay. All right, next to the stage, we got Brooke. Do. Brooke doesn't have audio just yet. Connecting to the audio. Do. Hello, Brooke. Can you hear me? I can see you. But there's no audio there. Brooke! Hello? Just wave at me if you know that I'm talking to you. Connecting to the audio and can't hear yet. Ah! Technology! Okay, so there is a solve for this issue that you're having right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes! Oh, I was about to walk you through it. Okay, got it. Awesome.
Okay. Do you want me to do my whole thing? Because it's kind of long.
We won't get through the whole thing, no.
Okay.
Today's a very stop and go type deal. So just
Okay.
start and we'll connect and then I'll stop you when we get there.
Okay. Also, can I like not look directly at the camera? It makes me feel weird looking at myself.
Okay. Just go really close to it.
Okay.
So like you can go right. So show me what that would look like.
Like I feel like I'd be talking more out like to people.
Okay. So you're looking down right now. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay. Look a little more up. So not at the camera. That'll work. Okay. And then later
Okay.
we'll deal with that camera thing and I'll teach you how to get past that.
Okay. We are trying to build up life, Lady Hustonton, on a better, truer, purer basis than life rests on here. This sounds strange to you all, no doubt. How could it sound other than strange? You rich people in England, you don't know how you are living. How could you know? You shut out from your society the gentle and the good. You laugh at the simple and the pure. Living as you all do on others and by them, you sneer at self-sacrifice. And if you throw bread to the poor, it is merely to keep them quiet for a season. With all of your posh and wealth and art, you don't know how to live. You don't even know that. I just decided to cut it
Okay,
early
good.
since
All
you said
right.
we won't go through the whole thing.
No problem. No problem. Okay. So good connection. You took Matt's critique well. So let's go back. I want to work a little bit of just some of the emotional beats of this, building on them, and some of the diction. Okay.
Okay.
So put yourself in that room. What would you defend to the end of your days? You.
Who would I defend?
Yeah. Who or what? Like it could be anything. It could be a topic. Like I would defend faith to the end of my days to anybody.
I would defend dogs to
Okay.
the end.
So we've talked about that a little bit. Figured you'd go there. Okay. So what I lost here, you took your time this time. You were patient. You were looking around. You were seeing a room. But I lost the passion behind it that you had
Yeah.
that week when we went through the dog thing. So do the same connection. See the room, connect to the room, take your time, but bring in that passion that you have when you defend dogs into this piece.
Okay.
Take your time.
I don't know how to like 100% do that because I feel like when I'm talking quicker, I'm like putting more power with it. So when I slow down, like I get why it's losing like the passion because I don't know. I feel like when you talk quicker, you're more powerful, you know?
Can be, But in this piece, she's just passionate. So sometimes it's so that you don't rip their throats out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We are trying to build up life, Lady Hutchinson, on a better, truer, pure basis than life rests on here. This sounds strange to you all, no doubt. How could it sound other than strange? You rich people in England, you don't know how you're living. How could you know? You shut out from your society the gentle and the good. You laugh at the simple and the pure. Living as you all do on others and by them, you sneer at self-sacrifice.
Good. All the way good to living, that line. Because that's another beat, right?
Yeah.
But that's it. That's that passion. So you have to, and I want you to practice it this week. Be patient, see things. And because this is the format, get used to this. Because here's what's funny.
Yeah.
You started here, and then you came here.
Yeah.
So just trust that you can do here. Trust it. Get into character. Feel it. See the room. Practice this week a ton and bring the passion when you practice.
Okay.
Passion and patience. You need a mad combination of passion and patience.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Okay.
work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Next up to the stage, we've got Carol.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So I have to turn this off over here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Caught me by surprise there.
I do that.
Well, I was kind of really intimidated by this setup, so I didn't even know if I did it right. So
You did it
okay,
right.
I guess
Don't
I
worry.
did.
I don't hear me in the background, so you did it.
Okay. Great.
Cool. So take your time and go whenever you're ready.
Okay. It's gonna take me a second.
Yeah. Take your time.
I keep things in. Things, emotions, my emotions. I know that that's not a good thing. Life has made me that way, I guess. I just have a tendency to show no emotion when I'm feeling emotion. I just get closed off. I feel that by being emotional in front of someone kind of makes me very vulnerable and weak. And I have a hard time with that. You know, being in that state of vulnerability, it's not a place where I like to be because I feel like I'm not in control.
Okay, good.
When I'm not in control,
Good. So, what was the feedback last week? Remind me.
we changed who I was talking to, so I'm kind of talking to a counselor now.
Okay.
And he said maybe I could have a little more hope. I was kind of depressed, I think.
Okay.
Like at the end, that's what I think that he said. But honestly, I'm not sure.
So getting to hope towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
But I
cool.
was just getting sadder towards the end.
Okay, so we can build into hope. That's totally
Mhm.
fine. So I want to
Mhm.
start in a place of somebody who's starting to open up.
Okay.
Who's slowly like starting to do that. And right now, connect into like honestly, Carol, you're like fine. You know, normally it's like awesome, right? Life's crazy right now. It's crazy. And so you and I, when we were in the front room, we had this week where we really tapped into, I think it was your sister you were talking to or something. And so there
Yeah.
was this idea where you really connected into your own struggle with being super truthful
Mhm.
about emotions.
Yeah.
Tap into that truth, but know that we're going to lead it to a point where it gets released and you will find that hope. So we'll
Mhm.
start to get there, but start with the girl who's going through the struggle, who's in the mud.
Okay.
Okay? Take your time,
Mhm.
connect to that. We got about like a minute or so left. So,
Okay. I keep things in. Things, emotions, my emotions.
good. Start again. Don't get stuck staring. You're in
Okay.
that counselor's
I-
office, so you can think. You can look over.
Okay.
You can, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I keep things in. Things, emotions, my emotions. I know that that's probably not a good thing. Life has made me that way, I guess. I have a tendency to show no emotion when I'm feeling emotion. I just get closed off. I feel that by being emotional in front of someone kind of makes me very vulnerable and weak. And I have a hard time with that. You know, being in that state of vulnerability, it's not a place where I like to be because I feel like I'm not in control. And when I'm not in control, I get anxiety. All of a sudden, I just went blank.
Oh, it's okay.
I just went blank.
So, you know what started to happen, though? We started to really connect in there. So we're starting to hit the transition point. So slowly, after this, there's a spot in the text, and you will start to slowly get towards the hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with any message, any powerful message, to just be positive and give you all the positive without talking about the struggle that got me there, doesn't matter. Like, people don't want to hear a story without hearing the struggle behind it. So there's this thing I would talk about with this kids group where I went over and we did a speech, and I told them, okay, so basically, like, we're on a bridge, okay? There's this movie, and there's this amazing character, and he's got to cross this bridge, and it's like my favorite movie in the whole world. And the character's about to cross this bridge, and it's like, it's going to be awesome, okay? So, like, the character goes, and he crosses the bridge, and he gets to the other side. The end.
Yeah.
Well, the kids were like, what? Like, you know, like, so it's that same idea. We want to see a little bit of the struggle in the beginning, but we do want the hope at the end. Like, every movie, we see everything.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Play with that a little this week. Tap into the emotional truth in the beginning and slowly start leading us towards the joy that happens at the end of her story.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Woo!
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And now you can unmute the other one.
Okay.
Okay. Back to the next person. All right, we're going to go to Andrea next. We got a couple other people, so we'll go a teeny bit over today. You ready to rock? Hey! Exciting!
Slight comment. I was trying to work on the monologue that I picked, but then I realized that I was kind of picking the same characters over and over again. So I changed it and hopefully picked a character that's different.
Okay.
And I did memorize it, and I was doing a little bit of character work, but hopefully that's okay.
Okay, totally fine. Absolutely.
Right.
Again, and this is for everybody, okay? We're not working on the piece. We're working on the person. So if that's something you felt, I'm glad you made that discovery. Because that's huge to go like, I keep playing the same role, and I want to find something that's going to pull me in a different direction. So very excited to see that. You can go whenever you're ready.
Thank you. What? Why'd I burn the bitch's hair off? Tortured trowses light her locks? Her hair was a symbol of purity, and my lighter was a symbol of corruption. God told me to do it. The devil made me do it. Charles Manson is just so damn persuasive. She was Joan of Arc, and I was the townspeople of Salem. I did it for Jodie Foster. Boredom, plain and simple. It was a cry for help, a plea for insanity. Red rum. I mean, come on, can't we just blame it on the government or education or something? Puberty, PMSing my parents? No? Fine then. I did it because I felt like it. They do say love and hate are the two closest emotions. I'm so intensely in love with you that it borderline psychotic. You're all I ever think about. No, I'm just messing with you. It's probably just the lithium talking. No, wait, don't go. I'm pregnant. Or I was pregnant. Don't worry, it wasn't yours. I just got an abortion, and the next day in biology, we were ironically learning about reproduction. And I was sitting there and listening to Miss Rainey talk about fallopian tubes and the uterus and eggs, and I'm getting sick to my stomach already. I mean, I just needed something else to focus on. So I decided to read a note over Miss Puritanical Princess's shoulder, and she's sitting there telling her friends how she's so happy that she's a virgin, and how she's going to save herself for marriage, and how she's so repulsed by all the whores at our school. I mean, without thinking, I reached into my pocket and got my cute little red Bic lighter and lit her cute little red hair on fire. And every day in therapy, they ask me if I feel sorry about it, and I can't. I just can't, no matter how hard I try. People like that make me sick. They made me sick. I'm now sick, psychotic, unrepentant, and unremorseful. I've been branded a sociopath, and I can't do anything else except believe it. Scene.
All right.
I can't hear you. I'm so
Hold on.
sorry.
No, I muted it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I spent a big part of your time. I wanted to see it go all the way through. So I'll give you some feedback here, but then we'll start breaking it down next week. But I mainly just wanted to see it all the way through. Dude, totally different than anything you've ever done before. Tell me about, just real quick, what this character is going through and where the piece is from.
It's from a play called Dog Sees God, which is kind of a take on all the Charlie Brown characters, but like grown up, and all their lives are like horrible now, basically.
Okay, I've seen that. All right.
And I think that this is supposed to be Sally, if I remember correctly. But the whole idea is that she was institutionalized for burning this like red girl, like this little redhead girl's hair, and it's like the little redhead girl from Charlie Brown, the one that like Charlie Brown is in love with, and she's talking to the character that's supposed to be Charlie Brown. So like it's kind of her, and I feel like she was always kind of an outsider, and she's kind of deeply hurt by it, but she just copes in a different way. Like she uses sarcasm to cope with it, and I feel like this is her trying to like open up to Charlie Brown and like say like, hey, like I'm not psychotic, I'm just hurting, please listen to me. Like
Yeah, I totally felt that. So as you start preparing to next week, I cannot wait to start breaking this down and going through it with you. It's gonna be awesome. The main thing I felt and saw was that the core of this is the pregnancy. The core of this is what happened there and what she went through and how hard that was. That created all of this, and you're totally right, just wanting to be heard. And she literally just through guilt put herself and let herself be in this place, because I'm sure there would have been a way to get out at some point, but she's chosen, and she said it in this, to just be this way because she's punishing herself, you know, for not the burning of the hair. She doesn't care about that, for the other things, for the pregnancy, for the abortion, like. And so connect into the depth of that, do some research on the character this week, and into the pain that's coming from there, and all her sarcasm, all this other stuff comes from her masking the pain that she's never talking about or speaking on, and this is her finally doing that. Okay?
Okay, thank you
Cool.
so much.
You're welcome. Okay, can't wait to work this with you next week. Woo!
Thank you.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Okay, next up. Sorry I cut you off on your thank you. Pain that's coming from there, and all Monica, hello. All stuff comes from her masking.
There we go.
That's
Hi.
okay. Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yes. Do you feel that? That's emotion. Has anyone ever told you how Tommy died? We were married for 3 years and 5 days, and I loved him. for the last couple months, I just wasn't into sex at all. I just felt like we were so different, and I was depressed. Some of that's just me. Some of it was he wanted me to have kids, and I have a hard enough time taking care of myself. I don't think that makes me a criminal. Anyway, one night after dinner, he drove to Victoria's Secret at King of Prussia Mall to get some lingerie to get something going. And on the way back, he stopped on the 76 to help a guy with a flat tire, and he got hit by a car and killed.
Okay, good. So I'm going to stop you there.
The Victoria's Secret box was still in the front seat.
Okay, going to stop you there. Okay. Great beginning.
I hear my dog snoring in the back. That's what that noise
Couldn't
is.
hear the dog. Don't worry, you're good.
I'm like, oh no.
Okay, so first off, so much better. Way more connected. I could feel that. So now what I want to build upon here is just taking our time for realizing the core of the pain. What is the pain here? For everybody, for every monologue, every piece, for all of us in life, in a situation, there's a piece of pain that is there. There's a piece of this big thing or big emotion. It doesn't always have to be pain. It is in this one.
Yeah.
What is the core of what's happening here?
I think she's angry because she is the reason that he went out. She's the reason that he went out, but she's angry at herself, but she's also angry at him because he couldn't meet her where she was at. And it was just a misunderstanding. Not even a misunderstanding, but it was just not seeing eye to eye, and that caused him to die. And that's a lot.
Yeah. I think it's a huge part of guilt and then heartbreak. So
yeah.
There's so much pain here from losing the person that's the most important to you. And so the patience here of connecting to your side of it, I didn't feel the pain of losing this person.
Yeah.
So all the way from the top, even though we don't talk about it until the end, we don't talk about his death, it's all you're thinking about.
Yeah.
You literally can't get his image out of your mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Another
sorry, go ahead.
Something I really struggle with this monologue is just the yes in the beginning. Like, I feel like that's the hardest part for me, and then it's much easier for me to like go into it at that point. But every time I try to practice it so many different ways, and I like cannot find a way that I agree with.
Okay.
And then whenever I say it, I'm like second guessing it while I'm doing the rest of the monologue.
Good. So we need to figure out how to find that yes. And then the other build will be on finding somebody or something that's going to connect you to the hurt of losing, of loss. Because it has to be there all the way. You have to be capable of crying right in the first line, but you're not because you're holding it back. And then eventually you go to release it. So you talk about the death line. So he went to stop at somebody's car to help them with the flat tire. And he got hit by a truck. Like you have to really like soak in all the emotion and all that pain. That's where it will be released, is somewhere around there. But it has to be there all the way from the top, and you're holding it back, but it's all in there. Okay? So going to your thing about yes, and we'll close on that. Give me the first two lines just so I can hear them.
Yes. Do you feel that? That's emotion.
Okay, so instead of going with a passionate yes, who are you talking to here?
In the movie?
In the movie, in the monologue, yeah.
So she's trying to get, there's a long backstory, but she's trying to get this guy to approach her with emotion, and he can't use any of his words. It has to be entirely body language.
Okay. So just tell me the word yes.
Yes.
Now go to the next one.
Do you feel that?
Okay, now like you're answering a question. I don't understand.
That's emotion.
Start with the yes now. The yes is just, it's true. So that's what emotion means?
Yes. Do you feel that?
How's that feel?
Better.
Okay, so you're going to keep journeying through that. But what we did was we found a reason for the yes. And it has to come from the person. So if it is, he can't speak through anything but physicality, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out what love is. And so he probably does some sort of motion to you of like a, and you've said something before this about love already.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, yes. You're answering his question. He can't say any question, but he physicalizes it, and you go, yes. And then you go deeper into explaining. So you give the answer he asked for, and then you go deep into explaining why you're giving that answer.
Yeah.
Okay? Do some exploring on that.
Cool. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Good work. Woo. Okay. Okay, so this thing is super hard to see who hasn't gone yet. So I'm going to pull everybody in really quick. I think we went through, but it's hard to tell. I'll bring you guys all back into Zoom for a second. Okay, who has not gone? Anybody raise your hand really quick because it's hard to see over here on the right. Did anybody not go? Raise your hand if you did not go. Good? Okay, awesome. All right, so everybody go ahead and mute your live. We'll pause that part right now. And we're just going to kind of wrap up the class over here. So, one more time. Last shot. We all went? Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you all for a second. Good? Okay, awesome. Everybody can say, give each other a round of applause. Nice work, everybody. Nice work. A lot of growth tonight. A lot of growth. So, I can hear me in the background somewhere. Let me figure out where. Hold on.
Probably me.
Jonathan? Okay, cool.
How you doing?
It's okay. I'll mute you for a second. I'll come back to you when I need to, okay?
All right.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. All right. So, this was awesome, guys. We all had really great moments of growth together. So now take these notes and let's bring them into next week. Spend the time this week. Again, we talked about it last week, but just gonna hit you with it one more time. We've got a lot of time right now. Use it. Schedule it in. Schedule it in like you're scheduling going somewhere and having an appointment. Every single day, put in points that you can start working on this piece, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever that looks like for you, and just keep building on the lessons we've learned this week and in previous weeks to come into next week. So I want to come around real quick and just go with a couple quick lessons we can share with each other. So if you've got one, just raise your hand and I'll just call on you, basically. Lessons, anybody want to wrap? Something you learned? Nah? Okay. So I'll give you a little synopsis. Okay, the big things that I noticed and that we noticed in most of ours was A, we need to go through and score them and figure out what the emotions are all throughout the piece. And B, we need to go through and find our deep why behind this piece. What is the core emotionally that's driving everything that's going on in this character's life right now? Usually it's somewhere in the monologue, usually towards the end. And what happens most of the time is we wait to get there until that spot instead of realizing that core emotion, whatever it is, whatever you find, if we found it today, build on it. That's there the entire time. That's there from the moment in the beginning all the way to the end. You just don't speak on it until the end. if you think about your life and something ends up happening to you, some big dramatic thing, and you don't want to speak on it right away, you start talking about something and you lead into it and then you eventually get there, but the whole time you were going through it. The entire time. There's not a moment that you're not going through the pain you're going through. You just don't speak on it until a little later. And the same goes through your character, whether it's a comedy or whatever it is. So even with Kimberly's, you know, like when you know what's going on there, like, but it's a comedy, but same deal. There's a core to this piece. She's dying to find out if this guy's going to talk to her. Like dying. And so when you understand the core reason why, maybe it's because she's been rejected a billion times. I don't know. Like when you could start to find what that is, then you'll be able to express it even more. Okay? Good. So we'll close out here with quick questions. Anybody have any questions at all dealing with monologues or life and what's going on with you guys? Like anything that we can address or go through together? Feeling good? No questions?
How are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well. Doing well. We are rocking and rolling over here. It's been crazy.
Crazy times.
It is crazy times.
Yeah.
Absolutely nutso. Like if anybody told me 3 weeks ago that this was going to be the case, I'd be like, you crazy.
Yeah.
And I think most of us can relate to that. And so for us, what it's become is it's been super exciting, actually, because there's been a lot of realizations. Number one, there's a realization of all the blessings that we have and everything that matters. Like a sort of a gut check of like, hey, these are the things that actually matter. Not all this other stuff, not money, not like certain things that we're doing it, like what actually matters. So that was a huge one for me. And for us as a team, it was a realization that and a reminder that just no matter what, we push forward. Always. And I'd encourage you guys to do the same. Like, we've been looking at online and we've been starting to prepare certain things for online. And then it was like, cool, well, we're doing online next week. And so we failed through like 15 different things. I tried tons of different programs. I did a Google one with you guys last week and a FaceTime one. And this is a prime example of what we're capable of. Like when we're put in these situations where you have to do certain things, if we choose to, we can rise up and surprise ourselves at just how much we can accomplish and what can be done. And so those are sort of the two main things that have been going on over here and with us. So it's been really cool. And I mean, for me, in our life, we've gone through a lot this last week and different stuff. And so I'm just working through some of that. But I'll tell you, this is the highlight. It's the highlight. Like, and it's so exciting that we live in a time where we get to do that. That just adds on to the blessings field, that we get to be able to still connect in this way and keep talking with each other. And so I'd like to encourage each of you that in this time, sometimes it's going to feel like you're super alone. It's going to feel that way because you're literally going to be there alone. And you're not. You know, we have each other, and you guys have been a huge highlight, and these classes have been a huge highlight, not just for you guys as students, but for us as teachers. Like, we love you guys so much. Like, I miss you guys like friggin' crazy. Like, all I want to do is jump through and not elbow you guys, but just give you like a huge hug. And I'll tell you, when we get back and we're in studio together, every time we get to, let's remember that we get to hug each other, that we get to high-five each other, that we get to express ourselves in these ways that again, gut check, a lot of times we weren't doing before because we didn't realize how amazing it is and that it's a blessing that we get to. So even though it's crazy times, I hope that all of us are sort of starting to realize and take out of this how incredibly blessed we are. So that's where I'm at. Little speech there. Anybody else in a certain place want to share?
I feel like it's a blessing because, like, I don't know. For me personally, I feel like I've rediscovered like things that I liked that I couldn't do before because I had so much going on. But like now that I have time, I'm like, oh, like I still love these things and I can still do them and I can make time for them.
It's awesome. Cool. Well, guys, I love you so much. So thankful for you. You guys are the best. And I'm very excited to see you guys next week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep spreading light and love during this time. We're going to be putting up tons and tons and tons of content on YouTube specifically. So keep your eyes out on that. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube, do that. And during this time, help us spread it. We just want to spread as much love and light to people as possible because, again, for a lot of us, people don't have things like this where they can come in and be in communities like this and grow in this way. And so help them through this. Find somebody that you can help through this and connect with. There have been these push-up challenges, right? Anybody get one of those on Instagram? Like you do a push-up challenge or a jumping jack challenge. But for some reason, there's not very many spirit challenges, right? Like I want to create one for the studio that's going to go out. But like we should be inspiring each other too during this time. Like let's keep building others up and use this as an opportunity to grow together and come out stronger than ever. All right, guys. Love you, love you, love you. I'm going to unmute Jonathan so he can all say bye to each other. You'll hear me in the background, but that's okay.
Bye.
All right, everybody. See you guys next week.
Bye. See ya.
Love.
See ya.
So much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
See you, Brian.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.